looking for it. Hopefully that happens. Guys, we're going to go into game number 2, though. It's going to be on Akalon Waste. Again, Huck versus Ssanaee. Huck is down 0-1. But I felt like that was a winnable position for Huck. I mean, as you said, that one offensive blink a little bit unnecessary, and from that, he lost just way too many stalkers. But I still feel like a lot can happen. Huck has been showing some really, really cool stuff, defending against the multiple attacks, then doing the counter pressure. I mean, things looked very chaotic, but he was able to kind of stabilize things and get to a decent point.
The blink forward made sense if he thought Hydras had extra range. And it doesn't matter how long the range of the Hydras are, if you blink on top of them, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out for Ssanaee.
And I have to feel like Zerg had the best possible position. Like, he read completely into Huck's build, knew it was just regular pressure in the beginning stages, only a couple of Zealots, a couple of Sentries, not looking to do massive damage, recalled out. Basically got full saturation at 9 minutes, even with Spore Crawlers, and from there, barely won. So, it kind of says maybe Huck is, right now, the better player. We'll find out. Game number 2, guys. Going to be on Akalon Waste. Top left-hand position, it is Huck as the red Protoss, our evil genius hero. His opponent over in the bottom right-hand position, it is Ssanaee, Team Soul.
Yep. Get another map where they're kind of cross positions in a 2-player map. Huck again going for the gateway first. I wonder if Ssanaee is going to do that really, really cool take the third first build again, because I really liked that. That was unique, or at least something I haven't seen done a lot.
No, I haven't seen that ever. I thought that was really clever. Everything with the faking out the probe scout, like everything worked out perfectly. And if he doesn't trail that drone, it can just make a hatchery and you go 3 hatch before pool. That's fine.
Yeah. Definitely just novel builds, smart builds from both players.
I think that's going to pop up a lot more in the ladder. We'll find out.
I'm going to steal it for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to steal it too, Chef. Spawning pool goes down, though, this time. It's going to be a very, very macro play coming out of Ssanaee. Huck still going for the gateway expand. Of course, Akalon Waste makes a lot of sense. It's very hard to wall off this choke, and even that, it's not the best wall off. So I'm just going to go for the regular gateway expand. I think overall the gateway expand has not been figured out by a lot of these Zergs. Actually, most of the Zergs, and that's why it's really hard to crack this case. We see a lot of almost like silly games, right, where it's just 9 Zealots win the game. And I think it's because Zergs aren't familiar with the timings of the gateway first just yet.
It's actually rather amazing, considering 2 years ago we started off and 3-gate expand was the norm, and then we transitioned and expand first, and everyone was like, 3-gate expand's horrible, or 1-gate expand's horrible, and now even later we're like, gate expand's great. I can't believe we ever did Nexus first.
Yeah,
it's amazing how that sort of thing changes so quickly.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, things go in and out of meta so many different times. I mean, could you even imagine? Hydras didn't really change that much. Me and Gosu User were talking about this. Hydras didn't change that much. Could you even imagine if you were using Hydras back in Wings of Liberty? Party would get crushed by Chef every single time.
I don't know.
Things would have been so different. Because, you still get the Groove Spines out. Zergling a Hydra into Mutas. I mean, Mutas not nearly as good back then, but they're still really good, right? I mean, same principles, and you don't have Phoenixes back then, but now all of a sudden, Hydras are the best thing possible, even though we're going we're going Hydras without the Hydra speed in the beginning phase, so things have changed. Meta is interesting.
It is. It's a good name for our Tosis show.
Yeah, definitely so. So far, very standard stuff that, never mind.
It's pretty standard.
This is an early gas, but yeah, I mean, for Zergling first builds, or Zergling upgrade builds, I'd say.
It seems pretty normal. Just, just seems standardish to me. Just instead of taking it out the main, it's a bit of natural. Just, again, like a psych out play, I think.
Well, isn't it normally double at 545 or 6 these days for pool hatch?
I've seen it.
I'm sorry. This gateway expand. I'm off of completely different things. I'm sorry. For some reason, I'm thinking there's a Forge Fast expansion. I'm like, oh yeah, this is really early. But because it's a gateway expand, you have to get your metabolic boost out fast. You got to get your Roach Warren out a little bit faster because, you know, that warp gate finishes a lot faster. Look, 6 minutes in.
There's that pylon. There's like maybe that 9 zealots you were talking about.
And we'll see if Ssanaee's ready for this. Of course, he has his Roach Warren done already, or just about to finish already. Zerglin's on the way.
There's a couple small, or there's, I don't know, a pet peeve of mine that I've kind of been considering here. I think Ssanaee needs to have either brought his other queen down, or to have made another one at the natural. Only that one queen, even though the second one's gonna pop at the natural, it's a little bit risky. You know, if you see 3 more zealots warp in, both those queens are gonna die. When both those queens die here, I mean, that's a nightmare for the Zerg. He doesn't really have time to make another queen here.
Yeah.
You know, like, this mothership's just gonna rain down on any Zergling or Roach that's made here, and those zealots are gonna get that hatchery. This is just a mistake here from Ssanaee.
I think so.
There's that 9 zealots. I mean, you called it.
And it for all intents and purposes, this just won the game, right? Like,
yep.
From here, if we see Huck lose this, I mean, there would have had to been some grave mistake because you're just so far ahead. Killing 2 queens and a hatchery, like, you're so far ahead. Now, probably going to be able to kill these roaches too. This is incredible play from Huck.
Yep, there's going to be a timing now. That's the next big deal is, well, I mean, he may just continue on here, and this may be the end of it.
I think so.
But there's definitely another timing that Huck can do with Immortals and just Sentry Stalker. That would be almost unstoppable against the Zerg.
Well, +1 is already finished. This is just straight up 3-gate pressure. That's it. He hasn't looked to tech. And that's gonna be it. Huck wins the game. Pretty seamless win there. Ssanaee just cut off there, and you said it. The queens, right? The queens. You